Hey, this question comes from Cheryl. Cheryl says, I've been putting in resumes for administrative work and I can't seem to get any replies. I have a little over a year's experience. So I don't know if I'm limited by that. I've been using downloaded resumes from LinkedIn specific to each position. What is the best way to put myself out there? Okay, so there's a few different questions out there. So I definitely would encourage people to only spend the time and effort applying, and that being your main strategy, using resumes and applications, your main strategy, if you have significant experience that is going to cause you to get pulled from the stack. Meaning, and I'll just give you an example. Let's say that you had done administrative work in some form or another, which doesn't mean that you had full-time work and you've done it at an organization. Even partial pieces or piecing together multiple types of experiences will do. But let's say that you had done that for 7 years and you have extensive experience working with a variety of different organizations, different scopes, supporting different administrative teams, whatever it might be. And it's easy and apparent on your application and resume to get that across, then that's where it might make sense to apply and get pulled out of the stack of, I'll tell you, when we have administrative type openings here, we will see sometimes 800, 1,000, and that was before present day. So now some of those same roles might be getting 2,000 or 2,500 or more type of applications. That's a lot. So instead, I think your second question is actually more important. What is the best way to put myself out there? And I would add on, what's the most effective way to get interactions that are going to lead to potential job offers or to interviews, which are going to lead to offers. So what I would encourage you to do is recognize that since you have limited experience, then you're going to have to create trust and familiarity in a very different way. So how you might do that is, number one, you might target smaller or medium-sized organizations in one way or another, or organizations where you can directly to the person that needs the administrative experience. And I think that can be literally picking up the phone to try and understand what they're looking for. And a very simple version of that might be giving them a call and say, hey, I noticed that you were looking for administrative work. I've done administrative work in a variety of different capacities and I have experience in this area, this area, and this area. I'm trying to find out a little bit more about what you're specifically looking for. And I'd love to know more about that. Would you be willing to chat for a couple of minutes? Would be interested in finding out, would love to know more about what you want. That way I don't waste your time with additional applications. And then you can ask them a few questions. Maybe they have time right now, or maybe you need to reschedule. Either way, just that type of interaction, just having that interaction is going to create more trust and familiarity than just putting your resume or just putting your application in. So those are the types of ways that you're going to want to stand out. We're going to leverage human psychology by building that trust and familiarity to compensate for the areas that you might be lacking experience. People tend to be willing to take chances on those people that they have familiarity with. They will not take chances if they don't have some kind of familiarity and or trust along with that. So that's where I would start. What are the ways that you can make contact or connections? By the way, we have an entire set of podcasts, many different episodes about this. So beyond this video, I would encourage you to subscribe to the podcast, and I would encourage you to look for those titles like how do I connect with anybody? Those titles that have to do with networking and relationship building. And I can put actually some links in here as well. You'll see some of those in the bottom in the description too, with direct links to those episodes. Otherwise, if you want support with this is something we can help with too. Certainly our team does this. We can help you game plan. How do you stand out in one way or another? And then how do you most effectively get into those opportunities to where you can interview and then ultimately generate job offers for this type of work, this type of role? Hey, I hope that helps.